Hey everybody, look at your screen. Yes, the Doo Wop Project are here. Got a couple of the guys from the group joining us, and really exciting too because they've got a new album out. They're on tour, and they are right off their fantastic PBS Special you might have seen as well. And if you've never heard them do their thing, they are absolutely amazing. Everybody's talking about them. They're on fire. Everybody's selling out the concerts. Everybody wants the music. And the PBS Special was a true hit. And we're excited to have them here on the show exclusively. We're going to be talking about the music, what they're up to, their backgrounds. They come from some of the terrific, legendary shows on Broadway and so much more. I'm talking about Beautiful and Hairspray and JerseyBoys and so much more. And they pay heed to some of the great artists of our time and then some, and they do it in grand style. It's absolutely fantastic to have them here. Let's welcome them to the show, starting off with Dwayne Cooper. Dwayne, welcome to the Jim Masters Show. How are you doing today, my friend?
Doing great. Thank you so much for having us.
So you're in the city right now. You're in New York?
Yes, I'm in Harlem, 125 in St. Nick. Right in the heartbeat of Harlem, two blocks away from the Apollo Theater.
And originally from Florence, South Carolina, right?
Carolina, South Kakalaki.
That's and Charles Brown is here. Charles,
hey.
Welcome to the show, my friend. Good to have you with us. How are you today?
Good to be here.
Absolutely. You guys, I mean, to even get a few minutes with you is awesome because you're so busy and you're going all over the place, which I think is fantastic. And you're in the city too, right?
I'm in Harlem, yep, in Hamilton Heights.
Fantastic. Well, it's good to have you here. And Dominic Nolfi is here as well. Dominic, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you for having me, Jim. Appreciate it. Happy to be here.
Absolute pleasure. And some of the other guys, they're folding laundry and they're at birthday parties and they're doing some of the other things they got to get done, right? Yes, but you guys are the troopers and it's a real pleasure to have you here. And congratulations on everything. You know, the new music, the album, everything that's happening. We got tour dates we're going to be showing like that. A little teaser there for you guys. How did the Doo Wop Project, you know, I can go into the whole introduction and everything, but I'd rather hear it from you. How did the idea of the Doo Wop Project come together initially?
I guess that's me. I usually take this one. You know, it was kind of organic. We were doing JerseyBoys on 52nd Street on Broadway. And we sort of thought, you know, it might be fun to kind of do more of this style of music. Maybe some people that inspired Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, you know, maybe some stuff that came after them. And we just have there's access to so many wonderful vocalists and so many wonderful Broadway musicians to play with. So we did a 6-song showcase and booked some gigs. And every year we just kept building on that. And now we're doing like 70 gigs this year. And we're busy boys.
And your background too, JerseyBoys, A Bronx Tale. Tell the viewers about some of the amazing projects, productions, and shows that you've been a part of, Dom.
Well, as my friend Charles pointed out to me one time, I've been lucky enough to do only original shows. So shows that my Broadway shows have been shows that have never been done before. And I started off with JerseyBoys. So it was sort of like an embarrassment of riches right off the get-go, you know, because that show
winning nonetheless.
Yes, sir. Yeah. That show is sort of like lightning in a bottle, you know? So yeah, I was a swing in that show. So I got to watch them refine and build that show. And when we built the Doo Wop Project, I kept in mind how they paced that show and the flow and what they did musically. And then, of course, I did Motown after that, and I connected with Charles again. We had worked together. We had worked for the same producer in Europe, not in the same show, and had met over there. But now we were in a new Broadway show together, and I'll let Charles tell the Motown story. And Dwayne was in that show with us as well. But again, we're building a new show from the ground up, so a really cool experience. And the same goes for Bronx Tale, working with Chaz and Robert De Niro and Jerry Zaks and Alan Menken. And they built a new show. They had, of course, they had the movie and the one-man show, but this was a musical theater version of that. So slightly different, but I've been very blessed and lucky to have been a part of those productions.
Incredible. And Charles, tell us about some of your incredible background. You've also had an opportunity to be a part of some really amazing shows and productions as well.
Yeah, I've had a great time on Broadway. My Broadway debut actually was Sister Act,
Right.
which was produced by Whoopi Goldberg herself. So that was a dream come true to get to work with her. And I met some incredible people. Got to work with my now good friend, Patina Miller, who was the star of that originally. And also Raven Simone came in and took over for Patina and closed the show. So that was one of the best experiences of my life. We had a lot of fun. After that, I actually did JerseyBoys on Broadway. It was after Dom was in it. Before I made my Broadway debut, I had done a year in JerseyBoys on the Las Vegas Strip at the Palazzo. And so they called me to come and replace in the Broadway show for a little while. So I got to do that. And when I was doing JerseyBoys at night, I was rehearsing with Dom for Motown the Musical during the day. So I was doing all double duty.
Smokey Robinson, right?
Yeah, I got to play Smokey Robinson in Motown the Musical. That was incredible. We got to work directly with Mr. Barry Gordy himself, who was our producer and our book
nominated
writer.
for a Tony Award as well.
Was nominated for a Tony Award. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Which was a absolute dream come true and very unexpected. And the icing on the cake, of course. That was a great experience. And then after Motown, we really had been on tour for a long while. I hadn't returned to Broadway for almost 10 years, but then I did return last year in Tammy Faye, the musical.
That's right. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. And that was a dream come true because I got to play the legendary Palace Theater after its remodel and reopening. So it's been a long ride. It's been a great ride.
We had a special guest on the show. You may remember they had talked about it. The Reverend that Tammy Faye Baker interviewed in the 1980s on the PTL Club.
That's who I played.
And he was a guest on our show.
Oh, really?
And of course he has since
he passed away last year.
He passed last year. He was a really fantastic Reverend Steve. He was an amazing person. And that was revolutionary to actually have that happen on Christian television, that type of interview with Tammy Faye.
Well, that's the reason that's the reason they made a movie. That's the reason we did the show. That's the reason we tell her story, I think, is because she was so brave and had that really controversial interview back at that time with a patient with AIDS, a reverend living with AIDS. And so I think, that's the highlight of her career. I think that's the reason why she stands out in people's minds, because she was brave enough to have him, on the show.
Reverend Steve Peters, right? And he when we had him on the show, he was ill and he was battling with his illness, but he was hopeful at that time. So it was a total shock when we had heard that he had passed, but a real spirited guy. And
the fact that he lived until 2024 is in itself a miracle, because at that time he had no hope and no reason to think he lived so long. So, and
he was having a ball. He was going to these red carpet events, and he was on the shows and being interviewed. It was really something because the movie came out, and
he got to see the musical in London as well before.
Yes,
he didn't make our opening on Broadway, unfortunately, but he did get to see the musical in London as well. So
incredible, really incredible. And Dwayne, you as well, a firecracker. You've been everywhere doing everything. God, yeah.
A little busy.
Just a little.
Just a little. I was in Broadway cast, actually the first national tour, the Vegas cast, and the Broadway cast of Hairspray. That's where I got my first, Broadway credit. And from there, I did several national tours, but also did the Motown cast with Charles and Dominic, and the Broadway cast of Sweeney Todd with Josh Groban and Annalee Ashford, Aaron Tveit, Sutton Foster, just picking up names as we go along.
Right.
And most recently, I closed out the cast of Floyd Collins at Lincoln Center at the Vivian Beaumont.
It is incredible. How did you, we'll talk about the group as a whole, but individually, what sparked and inspired your interest in the arts and in performance? Do you come from families where music and dance and singing was always around you? Like Dwayne growing up in South Carolina, was there music in the house? What inspired
Definitely,
you?
definitely. I mean, I kind of feel like my family were aspiring performers, but I'm the one that actually took the leap. We would always make videos and sing songs in the house. My mom played all types of music in the house to kind of keep the joy in the space. My mom also used to date one of the Drifters, which is a whole nother story. We
On
would
our
always
next
we were
episode.
on our next episode. Yeah, we would always just create these funny parodies and commercials and songs. And, I got the bug. My mom said when she was pregnant with me, I would kick in her stomach when she'd go dancing. So it's in my DNA.
That's it. And Charles, how about you? What was
You
the early
know,
inspiration growing up?
I have led the way. My parents are now thespians and they go to the theater, and my dad has reviews for every show, but I come from an athletic family. I was the only one who came out singing and dancing. So my parents tried to get me to be an athlete, and I played baseball up until the 8th grade, which is when I got into the Performing Arts School in San Diego. And that's
Yeah.
when my whole world changed, and I discovered the arts. I did the first main stage show there, which was Annie, which was led by none other than Sada Ramirez, who was a senior at the time at the school, playing Miss Hannigan in that production of Annie, and then Dolly Levi the second semester in Hello Dolly, which I was also in. From there, I went to USC, Fight On Trojans, if there's any Trojans watching. That's where I got my degree in theater. And after that is when I made the big move to New York. But, I grew up singing in the church choir. So my mother and my grandmother realized I had some musical talent at an early age. So they put me in the choir, and I became one of the soloists of the choir and eventually the choir director at my church that I grew up in. So music has always been a big part of my life. But then, the singing and the dancing came when I got into the Performing Arts School.
Who were the people that you were watching that you were inspired by?
Well, my first Broadway show, right before I started at the Performing Arts School, my parents took me to New York. My mother had a conference out here, and my dad and I tagged along, and we saw Jelly's Last Jam. That was my first Broadway show. I mean, starring, Gregory Hines and Savion Glover and Tanya Pinkins. I mean, it was the top. So that, I think, is really what opened my eyes to the possibility that I could actually do this for a living in such a big way. So that really is like where I kind of got bit by the bug. In fact, in that first time seeing a Broadway show, you never forget that.
Yeah.
But then also, I mean, I grew up loving all sorts of singers. I mean, I love Boyz II Men growing up, which is kind of like where I got my harmony from. We, I think, all loved their music, and we got to open for them a few years ago, which was nice for the Miami Heat Gala, charity gala that happens every year.
This is their set list.
Oh, that was the.
Oh, wow. He's got it there.
Yeah, that was a dream come true for all of us. We all grew up listening to Boyz II Men. So that, I've had a lot of musical influences throughout the years.
You sure that wasn't the lunch menu? I thought I saw a tuna melt on there.
That too, yeah.
That's it. And Dominic, you too, like, again, a phenomenal background, like we're talking about. What was it like growing up for you, and what were some of those inspirations in your life that pointed you in the direction of doing this incredible work?
Well, these guys know my mom. She's a dancer, choreographer. So I grew up in rehearsal rooms. I grew up in dance studios. I was always being dragged to audition dancers for the company. She ran a high school dance program and her own studio. And then they would just pull my brother and I into musical theater shows. We did Bye Bye Birdie first, I think, and my grandfather on my dad's side sang on 52nd Street in New York City before World War II, before he was drafted into the war.
Wow.
So I have show business kind of genes, and I was nurtured by everyone. Everyone in my family has supported me. They love it. They're all about it, from second cousins to, my grandparents paid for vocal lessons. Like, everybody was down for the cause, so to speak. And then I headed east to the Boston Conservatory, and I knew that I needed to go east if I wanted to do real theater,
Right. That's where the heart of it all really is. Exactly. So, and then how did everybody meet? How did the group itself come together? Was it an entity that said, okay, we're going to pick you, pick you, pick you? How did that whole process happen where all of you then are now part of the Doo Wop project, like the casting and the selection and all of that. How'd that process work out?
So the nucleus sort of came from JerseyBoys, and then we picked up Charles from Motown, and then
I was at
Dwayne, you tell him.
I was at the Neil Simon doing Hairspray.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how they scooped me up.
That's
Do you
right.
know, a friend of mine is Pepe Castro. I don't know if you know Pepe.
Hmm.
He was in the original Hairspray.
Oh, the movie?
Yeah, the Broadway show, the play, the original.
Oh.
He was also in, he's a legendary 60s performer too. He's in this group called the Blues Magoos, and like a 60s rock group, and then was a part of Hairspray as well with Ted Lange from The Love Boat.
Yes.
Yes, Isaac.
And you know Isaac,
who was just on he was a guest on the show recently as well. And there, because Ted Lange just had a wonderful play with him while he was directing it. Jill Whalen, who was in The Love Boat, and Fred Grandy, who was Gopher in The Love Boat. And Ted, it was just a limited run in the city called Lady Patriot. And it was really, really fantastic. And it was all written and directed and produced by Ted. And then Ted and Pepe hadn't seen each other in years. And we all got together. It was like a reunion of them, which was amazing. And they were talking about Hairspray and everything. It becomes like a family, right? Like you said, JerseyBoys, now Doo Wop Project. And you end up sort of working with sometimes a lot of the same people. And you become almost like family when you're doing these things, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
You spend more time, with each other than you do with your actual family. We're in the Doo Wop Project. We are on the road all the time. We're in 3-4 hour drives every single day, flights, the Delta Lounge, the whole 9 yards. So we really have a brotherhood, I think, which is kind of what we enjoy the most, is the fact that we really, know each other very well at this point after 15 years being on tour. And we can depend on each other and trust each other, I think, which is the most important thing. We really have a love for one another that is very unique and special. And it's sort of been an honor to be able to travel with these guys and make music with them and bring a lot of joy to people all across the country and the world.
Absolutely. What are some, there's always stories when you're on the road.
We can't tell you.
That's what everybody says. The bus breaks down, or this one, or,
that's
fighting
that might be the
pillows.
After Hours episode.
Yeah. No, but listen, so I think you never know which situation you're going to find yourself in. We have performed and some of the biggest audiences, and also in people's living rooms. One time, just outside of Aspen, we were hired to perform for someone and their family members in their living room with our full band and microphones, and in their, and just the 5 of us and them. There's probably 10 people in their family and the 10 of us on stage, and that was it. So that's been one of the most interesting situations we've been in, to say the least.
We took our show to China. We did a run in Beijing, Blue Note.
Yeah.
And we had no idea what to expect. And we did 3 shows or 4?
3 shows, yeah.
Three
We did
shows
3 shows.
packed out.
Wow.
Whole bunch of Chinese kids. We have great pictures of that. We should have just going crazy, knowing the words to like some of the, like Sherry and Big Girls and Morse Code of Love, though, like a random Queen's doo-wop song. Like, so it's kind of been eye-opening for us to see how far we can take this little idea we had backstage. And it was just, and let me grab Russell and John. And I'm going to talk to this musical director I know, Sonny. So Sonny's in the photo you keep showing, right? Sonny Palladino. He's a musical supervisor, musical director on Broadway.
Right.
But I was like, I got to get him like while he's coming up. He wasn't quite in the musical supervisor stage that he's in now. And I'm like, do you know anything about doo-wop music? Yeah, there's Sonny with the glasses.
On the far left.
And he's like, yeah, I know about doo-wop. I grew up listening to doo-wop. My uncle was in the Brooklyn Bridge with Johnny Maestro of the Cress, 16 Candles, Step by Step. He played trumpet and keyboards. His name is Marty D'Amico, who we know well now, Uncle Marty. So Sonny grew up around this music, so he's the perfect person to arrange it and orchestrate it for us. And he just knows the genre, and there's something street about doo-wop. There's something polished but also unpolished about it, and he got that from the get. We're like, these harmonies, we're fussy theater people, you know. These harmonies, this doesn't sound, you know. And he's like, yo, this is street. This is street singing, you know.
Right.
With a rock and roll band behind us, you know. So
exactly right. Yeah. And so well received too. You guys again had the PBS special, which is quite amazing. What was it like when that opportunity came your way? There he goes.
There it is.
Shameless plug.
Available anywhere you get your music.
And is that my cue to say, and for your pledge of, and we have the tote bag still available and a mug as well.
Right.
But PBS came a calling and boom.
Yeah.
Nice, Jim.
What was that like? Because again, I've been affiliated with PBS for years and years and years, and I've worked with, all the fabulous folks at PBS and many, many, many of the artists that have come through. When that opportunity came, because of course the exposure then goes to another level, and you get a whole new fan base of loyal people that love it. What was that like? Working on a TV special.
It was great. I mean, I think, for me, especially too, the fact that we filmed it in Detroit, which is obviously Motown, I think that took it to another level for me, of it just being an incredible experience. But, to get to, and mind you, we filmed it also during the pandemic. So if you watch it, you'll see people with masks on in the audience, which is but we kind of got to capture this very unique and awkward time in American or in world history. But we still got to bring some joy to people who really were starved to being out in public like that. So I think that added an element of it that makes it extra special for us. And because, we're all performers and actors, we didn't know what our tour schedules were going to look like. During the pandemic, everyone was not sure of what the future looked like. So for us to get to put on a concert like that and get to do it with a live audience like that, I think for us was a treat, because we had been doing outdoor venues, freezing our butts off in the winter, socially distanced concerts and everything like that. So to kind of return to what we do best naturally, which is a stage with an audience full of people, I think for us was a treat. And it also gave us some hope for the future at that time. So that PBS special will always mean an awful lot to us.
And it's a full circle moment, I can only speak for myself. I'm a big old kid, and, growing up watching PBS, and my family, my grandfather, like just watching all of those shows and being able to now say we've been a part of PBS in a way that can't be erased. In perpetuity, in DVD form,
Exactly right. Exactly.
Brag about that
with bonus footage.
I talk about in our show that the first time I remember seeing Smokey Robinson was on Sesame Street, which is on PBS. And he was singing "You Really Got a Hold of Me" with a giant, letter U, teaching us the letter U, But so now, like Dwayne said, it was full circle to then have a special on PBS singing Smokey Robinson's music. Having played him on Broadway was great,
And then even Electric Company. Think of all the people that were Rita Moreno, and it's Morgan Freeman. I mean, the people that came through Electric Company was
Luther
incredible.
Vandross.
So many
teenagers sang on Sesame Street with his group, right? Like
exactly.
Everyone who's anyone has been on PBS in one way or another.
And then the Zoom kids, Zoom. I still remember they used to sing at the end. Boston, Mass. 02134.
Our friend Kaylee Cronin was on
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And then Mr. Rogers, the neighborhood,
Mr.
the
Rogers.
whole bit, and Finding Your Roots too is a great. That's great show.
I love that show.
That's a really, there's so many good ones too, but you guys being on there, it's absolutely amazing. And so the tour, I mean, you're doing it now. Weren't you just at the Sony Music Theater too in New York?
We were just at Sony Music Hall
last
month.
What was that like?
That was cool. You know, we very rarely get to perform in New York City. So to have all of our friends and our family and our really supportive fans who follow us all around the tri-state area be in one place together at home and then get to go and sleep in our own beds at night.
Right.
That night, that was really special.
For sure.
Now, for folks who have yet, and I guess they'd have to be under a rock maybe, or just very busy with all the craziness going on in life, to experience the Doo Wop Project right there, whether they get the music or the DVD, or they come to the concerts, they see you on tour. What can they expect? What are some of the things that people are left with and some of the feedback you're getting? What is a night with you guys like?
Fun. I'm gonna start with that. You know, at the end of the day, people always leave having a good time. And I think they remember fantastic singing, great harmonies, you know, like slick choreography that they try to do when they come to sign up with us for our CDs.
Right.
But most of all, I think they remember I feel like we're shapeshifters, ambassadors of Doo Wop, and we get to like travel back in time for a moment and help them relive and reimagine those memories that they once had and just kind of take them to a party. I tell them every time, it's a party. I just want you to have a good time. You know, sorry, there's the party going on outside of my apartment.
There always is. Exactly right.
But yeah, I think they remember that the most, that it's fun, you know, like we are incredible singers, if I must say. And to be able to sing this music is really beautiful. And I think they remember that too, because we do
Absolutely.
it well.
Yeah.
And,
See, that's the key, right?
Yeah.
I would just want to add too that I think it's a great first concert to bring your kids to. You know, we get a lot of, you know, anywhere from 5 to 18-year-olds, and they're being exposed to this music. A lot of the times they have heard these songs. They just can't place where.
Right.
Because these songs are a part of the, you know, American fabric. This Sinatra, Elvis, Streisand, certain doo-wop classics you just have heard, you know. And so it's a multi-generational experience. And what they're getting is almost a Broadway show, because they're getting a really polished show with great energy. And we really enjoy it. You know, we pinch ourselves that we get to do this. You know?
And they can tell we're having a good time. I think that's one of the comments, because after the show, we will, you know, sign our CDs and DVDs, and they will come through the line and tell us that, you know, you look like you're having fun. Well, we actually, once we get on stage, no matter what the travel is or whatever is going on outside the stage, once we get on stage, we do actually have a good time. And I think that translates to the audience, and they appreciate that. And the other thing that makes it special, which Dominic just touched on, is that like we have 3 and 4 generations in one family coming to see our show and enjoying it together. I think there's not many other concerts that you can go to where, you know, you'll bring grandma and your mom and your kids, you know. I think that's another thing that makes us special. It's fun for the whole family, and it is just nostalgia at its best. And it's really good music. And, you know, the other thing that people should understand is we also doo-wopify songs. So we take modern pop songs and give them a doo-wop twist, which is unexpected at times. And I think people, and the kids especially, are pleasantly surprised by that. On our new album, we have a Taylor Swift song that we even doo-wopify, which the kids are eating up these days. So, you know, we keep it current while also giving you a throwback as well.
Well, we used that in the promotions for your guest appearance. We said, hey, come on and get doo-wopified on the Jim Master. It's a terrific word. It really is. You know what I mean?
That's all Dwayne.
There's you know, you could be ossified or doo-wopified. I think it's better to be doo-wopified, isn't it?
It's the doo-wopification of it all.
Yes, exactly. It really is. It's like one of those words that just will be identified with the group. So being doo-wopified is taking those songs and doo-wopifying them, but also I would imagine when people are leaving the concert halls, the venues, the theaters, or they're watching you on TV or whatever, they are left doo-wopified, right? I've been doo-wopified. You should have maybe when people, somebody standing with a camera and a microphone, you know, when they do it in the theaters and Broadway, what have you. How did you like the show? Oh, it was great. They were fabulous. I was doo-wopified. Wow.
That's a great
I was
idea. We're gonna use that.
doo-wopified. Yeah.
Well, we're definitely working. We're working on that.
Yeah.
Well, if you need a host to stand there and talk to the folks, I'd be happy to do it for you guys.
We're
Doo-wopified
gonna
is
hold you to that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay.
Yes, yes. Reverend Steve Peters, should I do it? He said yes.
You said yes? All right.
He's up there. He said yes. It's really, really cool. And then working on the album too, when you're in the studio and you're, perfecting things. And one of the hard things everybody always has said is when you're putting an album together, there's 25 songs or what have you, and you've got to narrow it down and pick the ones that work for the album. What was that process like with this incredible album that you guys have out? And congratulations on it.
Thank you.
It's
So
been
you guys are so respectful. I love that.
I know.
I don't ever want
the other.
I don't want to be the guy talking too much,
I know. I feel like that's
Simon says, Charles.
Okay. So we work, especially at this point, like we said, having been together 15 years, we work really well creatively together. I think that's definitely one of our strengths. And at this point, we sort of know who will sound good on what song, and we have a template from our first. This is now our 5th album, so we have other albums to sort of look at to see what works with regard to pacing and the show, and what sort of songs do we want to do, up tempo, classic, doo-wopified. We always doo-wopify a Broadway song as well. So I think starting with that, we work from there, and we get together before we record anything. We get together and we sort of we all bring ideas to the table of songs. We sit there and we listen to them together, and we go, oh yeah, I like that song, or I'm not really feeling that song. And we kind of usually pretty much agree on the songs that we want to sing. And then we pretty much always agree on who should sing lead on which songs as well. I think it's just a given at a certain point. And then we get into the studio, we record them. And if we listen back to it, if it's not quite working the way we want it to, we have ideas of how we can adjust it. Sonny is really great at producing the songs for us. And we can give him notes, and he'll go back in with our incredible engineer, and they will make those adjustments, or we'll go back in and re-record a certain line here or there because we want to hit it a different way. And it kind of comes together very seamlessly and magically. We record the album in 2 or 3 sessions, kind of like a Broadway original Broadway cast recording does. And it works for us. We have a formula that works.
And the great thing about this album is we actually got some really good feedback from the patrons and the fans. So we really listened to what they wanted to hear as well.
They've been requesting songs for a long time, yeah. So we finally are giving them their requests.
Yeah, we're finally.
What are they requesting?
Yeah.
They've been requesting Blue Moon forever.
Yeah, please do Blue Moon.
Yeah, and our last album, In the Still of the Night, was one that they had been requesting for a long time, which we opened our last album with. So yes, the requests do make it in there. We don't take them live, but we will eventually do them.
It's tricky because we have to build the CD the way that we're going to build our show. Maybe not in the same order, but so right now we're touring all the tunes that are on this album here. And so we had to think about what's going to flow in live as well, and we always doo-wopify a musical theater song to, pay tribute to our Broadway roots. And those are always kind of like the most satisfying ones to nail down because it can be tricky to find an appropriate match. One of the first successful ones we did on a previous album was Impossible Dream, which people love. I was surprised. I was a naysayer. I was like, what are we doing? Like
good old Perry Como, right?
Yeah, it was a little cheesy maybe, I thought, but no, it really hits. And when's the last time
sometimes?
Yeah. I mean, when's the last time you've heard that song performed live too is the other thing.
Right.
So
yeah.
So.
Absolutely. So it's a matter of selecting what works. And have you had a chance to meet, if they're still, of course, God willing, with us, any of the folks whose songs you are performing? Have you heard from them? They're saying, oh my God, you guys are not, I love being doo-wopified. I never thought I'd be doo-wopified. And, the original artists who have sung these songs themselves. Have you heard from any of them?
Taylor Swift, are you watching this?
Taylor, Smokey, right? Right.
Well, Dion, so Sonny, our musical director, worked with Dion DiMucci on The Wanderer, which is about Dion's story, right? So Sonny was the musical supervisor on that show. And, you know, one day Sonny's chilling in his apartment in Manhattan and he gets a call from Dion and he's like, I'm watching you on PBS right now. This is incredible. And I remember this is your group. And then, of course, I see you on the TV. And he said some really wonderful things. And it was just reassuring to hear from him. He's one of the kings, you know. And so that was really neat. We've had, I've gotten great feedback from Kenny Vance and the Planetones, and Johnny Gale, those guys from that group.
Oh, yeah.
Vito Picone as well, of the Elegance.
Yeah.
He's like super supportive of what we're doing. And then we have a nice relationship with the guys from the Duprees too.
Oh, yeah.
So we're in the brotherhood now, and we respect these guys so much because they're the first road dogs. They're the original dudes out there without GPS, getting from point A to point B, and who knows what kind of car, you know. They really did it. And now we kind of get to do like the luxury version in our minivan with the GPS, and you know, so we Dwayne always says we stand on their shoulders, and he has a nice tribute to them in our live show.
That's fantastic.
We also, for the second year, next year, we're going to be on the Malt Shop Memories cruise.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and so we're going to appear with a lot of those guys. I'm really looking forward to seeing and meeting the Temptations. You know, one of the guys who we did Motown the musical with, Jawan, he is now one of the official Temptations, which is really cool. But we're going to be on the boat with them, the Duprees. I can't remember all the groups that are going to be there, but so that'll be nice to get to.
Darlene Love.
Oh yes,
yeah.
I'm very excited about that.
Right.
Yeah, so that will be a great experience to get to perform, you know, on the ship with all of them there.
One of my dear friends was Ronnie Spector.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
remember Ronnie.
Yeah.
The family is very close, and she was
wow.
amazing. Yeah, and we still think about Ronnie and all those great songs, and then that later one in the '80s with Eddie Money, "Take Me Home Tonight," just like Ronnie sang.
Yeah.
I mean, really amazing. We had some guys on that were fantastic, and you can go back in the archives and see the episode. It was hilarious. It was my birthday too, and they came on. I don't know if you had an opportunity to see these guys or work with these guys, but they're all legends as well from that era. Joe Blunt, who has since passed, Joe Coleman, and Theo Peoples. And Theo Peoples at one time was involved with the Temptations as well. And they're the voices of classic soul. They put that group together.
I know that group, yeah.
Yes, Voices of Classic Soul. Great guys. And I mean, they're originals from the original days with the various groups doing their thing. And it was really fantastic. And I remember Joe Coleman was singing. He says, "I want to sing Happy Birthday to you, Jim." And he starts, "Happy Birthday." He says, "I'm going to take the long way." So he does the elongated version of Happy Birthday. Happy Birthday. I mean, really terrific. And then as he's getting towards the end where he mentions the name, he goes, "Happy birthday, Jim, Steve. Who am I singing happy birthday to?" And then Theo and Joe Blunt, they were like, fell off their seats laughing. And I said to Joe Coleman, I said, "Joe, you didn't take the long way. You took the wrong way." And it was hilarious. And he sang it again. But, you know, when you meet these people, which I'm sure you have, who you're paying homage to, these incredible classic people from these classic groups, I'm sure that they feel good. But it's really a beautiful thing you're doing, because you're also introducing this sound, this genre, these songs, and taking current music and doo-wopifying it, but to different generations too, who might not have ever heard of any of these incredible songs and all this music. And when they hear it, they're like, wow, that's great. I mean, I've played disco music and you know, soul and R&B from the 70s to younger crowd, and they're like, "What's that?" I'm like, "That music has existed. It's real. It wasn't made today. It was then." And they're like, "Oh my God, I love this stuff." And sometimes now you hear it in commercials And of course, in movies, they'll take beats and tracks from 70s music and 60s and 80s and what have you, and 50s, and they'll slip it into TV commercials. And
Yeah.
people will be like, oh, I like that song. I wish that was a song. It's production music. And no, that was a real song at one time, right?
Also,
Right.
a lot of modern pop music is sampling that classic music from the 60s and 70s, which is what is making, you know, them hits these days. But it's because they're using these old sounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Has it given you guys a deeper appreciation for this music as you're performing it? You know, as you've researched it and studied it and you're articulating it through song and dance and musicianship and all of it. Has it given you a newfound appreciation for the whole doo-wop genre?
Completely. I mean, the thing I love the most about it is the harmonies.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't really need instruments, you know,
Right.
like hear all of these different chords and sounds, and even the way they say shoo-wop or doo-wop or sha-na-na, like all those little tidbits there are really fun to discover, you know, because you don't really hear that anymore on mainstream radio, you know,
No.
but a lot of it exists, but the kids don't really realize that it actually is there. Those influences are embedded into today's music, but they don't realize it. So it's really fun to kind of fool them into thinking they're discovering something new when it's always existed. You know, I always say doo-wop never died, you know, like it lives forever, you know, but there is a generation that hasn't quite caught on to what they're being influenced by already. So we try to give them what they don't know that they needed, you know.
Exactly. And you guys agree with that too? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you know, I really enjoy, like Dwayne said, the harmony, but also you don't need like computers and all these fancy technology. It's
Auto
just
tune
good
and all.
auto tune. Yeah, it's just good, simple music. And then having to sing this stuff live, you really have an appreciation for how high some of these people were singing. You know what I mean? Especially for me.
low they were singing, dude.
I know you don't know what I'm talking about. As one of the tenors in the group, you actually have to hit those notes live and in tune. Is you know, it's a challenge, especially 3 or 4 nights on the road. You know, by that 4th or 5th show, it can be challenging. But that has deepened my appreciation for those guys who came before us and ladies who came before us, because you really have to be a good musician. You have to have a good ear, and you have to stay on pitch. You don't have, you know, the microphones that they have today that will correct your pitch for you live. You know, we got to go out there and do it ourselves. So they truly were outstanding musicians. I don't know that they get enough credit for that because their musicianship is incredible. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
In a way, we're almost like a museum piece, because it's 5 guys up front, 4 or 5 behind, rock and roll saxophone, monitors, no in-ears, like monitors up front for us to hear ourselves. Hopefully, we always like a lot of house so that we can hear the harmonies. And not every place is conducive to that. So, you know, we have an appreciation for what they did, and they did it with equipment that isn't as good as the equipment that we have now. So it's really impressive.
You're sort of bringing it into the 21st century in an incredible way, right? It's amazing. People are just, you know, they're loving it. And what's great about it too is this is music, like you said, that's feel good. We really need more of this right about now. We're in a crazy time, crazy place. Every day, you know, there's a news story that's crazier than the one yesterday, no matter what it is in life. And people are craving, I mean, it's really true, the nostalgic aspect of it, because people are craving classic movies, classic TV shows, you know, I Love Lucy, Sanford and Son, whatever, the Brady Bunch. I mean, they're watching all the
Little House on the Prairie.
Little House on the Prairie. Yes. And we've had all of them on our show. Alison Arngrim and Dean Butler and Karen Grassley played the mom. And now all those are having these reunions, 50 years of Little House on the Prairie and 60 years of the Dick Van Dyke Show. And it's unbelievable. People are craving this. So I think the timing of the Doo Wop Project really couldn't be better than it is now because people really need and want this stuff. They need to fill their soul with good, pleasant sounds that don't necessarily tell you how to live or challenge you, or you just have a good time and either remember or create some new memories, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Dwayne says in our show, you know, it brings people together. I think people can agree on good music. And this, for whatever reason, this music of this era really brings people together. And it also should be pointed out, you know, doo-wop is an American art form. It started out in the streets of American cities. It's one of our, you know, like Broadway, like jazz. It's something that is born from the American experience. And I feel like that's another thing that is really special to us, having grown up in this country and now getting to tour this country with this music. We really are connecting with all of our roots. It's a music you can't find anywhere else because of the melting pot that is here in America and all the different sounds that came here to America one way or the other. And all of our different ethnicities combined create this special sound. And I think that's really important.
You're really preserving and reinventing doo-wop, and that really matters a lot right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. It's
Yep.
really important right now, more than ever.
From the street corner roots to the relevance in today's society, which I think is fantastic, which Echoes of the Street really personifies in its sound and in its flavor and the tone of it all, too. Tell us about recording the first ever original song, "Oh We," penned by Elliot Laurie Looking Glass, and which is marking really a turning point and a milestone in a way for you guys.
So Elliot, what a guy. He was on Spotify and just came across some of our music. He told us that he spends an hour a day just kind of listening to stuff on Spotify. And he grew up in Brooklyn and he grew up around doo-wop. And he had written this song that we call Ooh Wee, that doo-wop song. And he sent it to us. And it was just perfect timing. And we were recording in like a month. And so we got his demo. We did a little bit of rearranging, and we're really proud of it. And it's a great representation of who we are. We get to kind of tell our story within the song. It was really kismet the way it all kind of came together, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly right. And again, you know, Broadway meeting the street corner, it's there's the Broadway flavor that you guys bring to the doo-wop sound that is unique as well, isn't it?
Yeah, our musicality, having to perform 8 shows a week live all the time, I really think is why we are able to do this on the road in the way that we do. But yes, like, you know, when you're a Broadway singer, you know, it's there again, you don't get in-ears and there is no auto-tune and there is no sweeteners, and you know, all of it is live. And I think that's what we get to bring to the table. I keep saying our musicality because it truly is that. I mean, it's the fact that we get to use our Broadway experience and musicality and bring it to this genre of music, which is kind of what makes it pop. And I think also what makes us special is our Broadway pedigree.
Exactly. Agree. Dwayne?
Yeah, I agree completely. I think the most challenging part that we have to deal with is the traveling. You know,
Yeah.
we travel
Yeah.
often, and that's the hardest part. You know, the performing, the singing. I mean, there are moments with that, but most of all, it's the traveling. That's the hardest part. You know.
So how do you prepare? Like what is do you have individual or collaborative routines and preparing for performing, going on stage and going in again from city to city, preserving the voice, preserving everything as best as you can so you still have the energy to knock it out when you're at the next city. What's that process like for each of you?
Well, I'll start. I mean, normally I try to do like a 20 to 25-minute vocal warm up, just to make sure that my range is there. I'd stay in the bass world with the Doo Wop Project, but I try to just make sure that I'm tackling my full range before our show. I also do like at least a 15-minute physical warm up, because I am quite energetic on stage. And these knees are getting older, so I have to make sure that I stretch it out. And I try to preserve my energy when I can, for the show. You know, I don't do too many activities during the day when I can, just to make sure I have the most energy in the evening for the shows.
That's terrific. And how about you, Charles?
So for me, like I said before, I come from an athletic family. So I basically have to eat a good meal and gear up for the game. That's one way I go about it. But I also, in high school, in fact, my high school choir was a jazz choir. And our teacher, Miss Gail McKinney, I love her. She's actually who started me out in music. She always said, if your body is warm, then your voice is warm. So I routinely will work out at the hotel gym or wherever I can find, whatever space I can find to work out. And that really is what gets me ready for the show. I feel like once I've done like 45 minute to an hour workout, I'm actually ready to sing no matter what has happened the night before. I can pretty much pull it back together by that evening. So those two things. And also just, drinking lots and lots of water. I think staying hydrated, especially with all the traveling that we do on planes, trains, and automobiles, and like, you really have to stay hydrated for your voice to stay in tip-top shape. So those are my three things.
That's fantastic. Good stuff. And Dominic, what's your routine?
So similar to Charles, kind of just get the body warm, try to cut the chatter out after the show. Sleep is super important. And for a healthy body and brain, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Which is a hobby of mine.
That's have you taught the other guys to do it too?
He tried, yes. There's many times where all of a sudden I'm like, "Whoa, what's happening?"
I'm always trying to get them to do it with me.
Especially when we've been on the road for too long.
Yeah.
You're like in a pretzel with Dominic.
Like strangling them from behind. But yeah.
Like, nah.
Just don't stand behind him because he kicks like a horse.
No kicking. No kicking and punching. Just
No kicking
breaking and strangling.
That's it. Tell us about the other guys in the group as well and working with them.
Yeah, so Russell and John Michael Dias, Russell Fisher and John Michael Dias are two of the most exquisite vocalists on this planet. They both have played Frankie Valli in JerseyBoys, and so they have, the really high soaring tenor voices, both of them. They both have beautiful tones. Russell has a wonderful musicality as well. He's, we often look to him for that. But, they and their routine is really important too. I think when they were training both of them to be Frankie Valli's, they went to a vocal coach who encourages them to not only warm up, but to also warm down after the show. So I know that that's part of their routine as well. After each show, you can hear them doing warming down, from the show.
That is cool. Anything you guys want to add about the other guys in the group too?
Yeah, they're just great collaborators. I know John from college. We went to the Boston Conservatory together. He's always had like one of my favorite voices, and Russell's voice is top notch. And then of course there's Sonny, our musical director, who's a big part of, our sound and our vibe. And he produces all our albums and finds us great musicians. And so it's really collaborative.
Oh yeah, we also have to shout out Joe Bergamini, our drummer.
Yeah.
Jersey
Joe.
Joe.
Dave Mann, our sax player, who's incredible. Yuka Tadano, our bass player. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Backed by some great musicians
on the road in different cities, which is also adds to the flavor. Sonny does it. I don't know how he does it, but he does a good job of vetting musicians all over this country, and we get to play with some really great instrumentalists.
How about the look too, the outfits, the suits, the whole bit? It's kind of cool, huh?
Well, Charles is normally our personal stylist. He's the one that makes us look good.
Yes, I spend many hours trying to figure out what we're going to wear and what sizes we need and all the sorts of things and what's going to pop.
Yeah.
It's something that I've always sort of had an interest in and a passion for is men's fashion. And so I get to live out that dream of being a magazine, working for Men's Vogue on our group.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Keeps us looking sharp.
Yeah.
Looking
it's important,
sharp.
The look and the appearance is definitely a part of the era and a part of the whole package. And so I like us to look like we're, $1 million.
We had this really cool show at 54 Below, like right when we were starting out, and we got these like blue satin jackets for the first time, and they were all the same and they fit really well. And we looked at ourselves and we were like, this is it. This is the vibe. And then we went down to that show and Jerry Zaks was there from Broadway because they were looking at Sonny to musical direct Smokey Joe's Cafe, which Dwayne ended up doing with Sonny, which was awesome. One of the best productions of Smokey Joe ever, for sure. And so that moment, and then also that was the moment where we started our relationship with the Indianapolis Symphony, because we do symphony shows as well. And they saw us in that club and we're like, we want to build a symphony show for these guys. They're fantastic. And so that launched our symphony career. And like we got Baltimore and St. Louis coming up in 26. So we're excited about that.
That is cool, huh?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's really awesome to hear this music orchestrated with 65 pieces.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And it really fills our spirits. It really, the whole room filled with this music with a full orchestra is something that you really have to come and see and experience yourself. It's like none other.
We have a little bit of it's like a little teaser, a little trailer type thing here, which we can play for everybody. Little snippets of what people can enjoy and expect with the guys from the Doo Wop Project, who are right here on the Jim Masters Show live entertainment lifestyle celebrity talk show series. And we're getting lots of comments coming in from a lot of the viewers who are really, really enjoying this. And we welcome everybody who's watching all across America and Canada and Europe and Asia and Australia. I mean, are there plans to do that too, to Canada, Europe, Asia, Australia as well?
We'll go wherever they have us.
Yeah, we would love to.
Wherever they have you.
Yeah, wherever we'll go.
That's just keep the coffee hot and they will be there, gang.
We've been to Canada. We played with some Canadian symphonies, and we've been to China, like we mentioned earlier. But we're always looking to expand, and we would love to go down under to Australia.
Yeah,
we have to get my accent better. But
right, exactly.
If you keep talking like that, they're not going to have us.
And if you say you're going to have it on the Barbie, then I don't know. We all use that one. Here's a little of the Doo Wop Project on the Jim Masters Show.
She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. Bang dang dang ding on you. Saw me standing alone without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. I guess you'd say what can make me feel this way. My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl. My girl, players gonna play, 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 play. And the haters gonna hate, 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 hate. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it all, shake it all. All whispering back, all whispering sincerely. Oh, you know how I love you. Go way back where you belong. Go where you can. Looking for an echo, an answer to our sound, a place to be in harmony, a place we almost found.
Really cool. Love that, huh? Nice little trailer there, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks.
so much.
That's just a little example of what people can experience, and it's amazing stuff. It really, really is. And you guys are truly on fire. And I say congratulations. You've had the PBS special. You've had, was it 4 albums now?
5, including our live
5.
album. Yeah.
So 5 is the live. Wait, go ahead. We got to get a close up of that. You're going through all that trouble.
Going through
Let's get
all of
the
these.
close up.
Just holding them up. What am I missing here? Oh, I
So
know.
now you'll have to
One more here.
pretend you're, because you were on QVC too, right? I think you did some with QVC. So
That's right. The
so-
Doo Wop Project.
so you're on there right now, or you're on PBS. Tell us about what's in your hand.
Well, we got here the Doo Wop Project Live, PBS Special, the Doo Wop Project DVD, the Doo Wop Project Old School, New School Generation, our very first album, the Doo Wop Project, and currently the Doo Wop Project, Echoes of the Street.
We have a Christmas album too that's available.
Oh, yeah. And the Christmas album. Merry
And
Christmas.
you've got the Christmas album too, right?
Coming up.
That is fantastic.
Also, I just want to say to everyone who are in the comments, you can go to our website, thedoowopproject.com, to figure out when we're going to be in a town near you. That has our full tour schedule on there. So check out www.thedoowopproject.com. There it is.
There it is. Exactly. Dwayne, you've never done radio at all, huh?
No,
Have you?
never done it at all. Not at all. Yeah,
He went to school for it though, right?
You had to in high school or
I
something.
wanted to be Bob Barker. That was my dream job.
Bob Barker, really?
Yeah, I really wanted to be.
Oh,
Bob
The Price is Right.
Barker. Yeah.
You should have auditioned when Drew Carey was.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's true. That's true.
I think there were several people. There was Drew Carey. I think Mario Lopez auditioned. I think Rosie O'Donnell might have wanted it, and the very suave actor George Hamilton, he auditioned as well. There was a bunch of people, but then of course Drew got it. We actually did a Bob Barker tribute special with game show hosts at Wink Martindale from Tic Tac Toe and some of the others. He just passed this past year, but he was on the show, and we did a whole tribute to Bob Barker when he had passed, and it was amazing all those years that he did that show. So he wanted to be Bob Barker, huh?
I want to be Bob Barker. Yep, Bob Barker, Donnie Simpson, Don Cornelius.
Oh, Soul Train.
Warwick, Marilyn McCool, all of those VJs, like DJ positions.
Yes.
Dick Clark, all of
Dick
those.
Clark too, right? Exactly.
Yep.
Right. I'm right there with you as a broadcast host. Those are names that I always enjoyed. And also people like Dick Cavett, and this goes back, Mike Douglas, Merv Griffin, Johnny
Mark Summer,
Carson.
too, for those kids who like Double Dare.
Oh yeah, Mark Summer.
Oh yeah, he was a guest. You guys got to do some binge watching. He was on the show too. He was a guest because he had a show in the city. It was the Life and Slimes of Mark Summers, which did really well. Matter of fact, you're talking about hosts. I believe right here today is the 100th birthday of Johnny Carson.
Oh wow!
Today. Yeah, right.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny. Exactly. And good old Regis Philbin, who was a friend of mine. He was like, Regis was great. He used to say, look, I'm only one man. or he used to always say he was saving the network. I'm carrying this place. I'm saving the network. It was funny. You have a little cross of Lou Rawls and Barry White in your voice, Dwayne.
Yes, all of those, with a dash of Sammy Davis Jr. when you see the show.
Oh my God! Really, the ultimate entertainer.
Oh yes.
I mean, he did everything since he was a foot high. Sammy Davis, right?
Yeah, he's right there in my picture.
Oh, let's we got to see that.
Can you see? It's kind of bad. The lighting's bad.
No, we see it, and there's another picture next to it.
Yeah, that's Sinatra's mugshot. But I love that picture of you. It's a famous one of Sammy and Dean and
Oh,
Frank,
yeah.
because it's they're cutting up and enjoying each other, and I know they did that on stage together, and we try to carry that kind of energy into our act, you know.
Yeah, the old
We
Rat
know that
Pack.
if we're having fun, like before every show, we gather around, and Dwayne or Charles or I say they came to our party.
Yeah,
Let's give them a party. If we have fun, they have fun.
they have
And-
fun. The
and
Rat
actually,
Pack,
you
yeah.
know, so, and that's the vibe we take out on the stage,
Which
and
is
been working.
exactly the Rat Pack, right? Exactly. And
Bring
then
it
at
big.
one time, Joey Bishop was in and out of that too, and Peter Lawford was in and out of that as well. Absolutely. Well, since I'm Edward R. Morrow, and on CBS, and we're going into the homes of our guests. Charles, you got a beautiful background. What's behind you there?
You know, we're in my office, so I have my Broadway posters here from the 4 shows I've been fortunate enough to do on Broadway. The rest of the room I won't show you because it's a mess, but this is what can be on camera right now. And I got my hats. You know, I love my old school hats and stuff like that. So there we go.
Very cool. Yeah, I like that. I'm a hat guy too. That's really, really cool. And Dwayne, how about you? I see a guitar on the wall there.
The 1962 Vox guitar that I got on the road. I was on tour with Showboat like 25 years ago. You know, I'm shamelessly plugging our stuff. So this is a flyer that I put on the wall just in case people were looking in my house. Yeah. Echoes of the Street, now available. And to my left is my keyboard, which I use to kind of work on some of the arrangements when coming up with ideas for doo-wopifying stuff with the band.
We know who the marketing guy is.
What?
He's got it all
you
there.
saw a t-shirt? What did you see? What?
all available on our website.
Yeah, exactly.
All
Doo
of them.
Wop Project.com.
You have dinner at his house. The placemats say it. You go into the powder room and pull
Where are
paper.
these coasters?
It's
You know
there.
what? I have some coasters here. We need to put our face on these coasters. So
You got the posters too. That's cool. It's all merch. It's all part of it, right?
yeah.
That is fun stuff. So yeah, you're having a good time. You're enjoying it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. You guys have been doing this for years in various ways, shapes, and forms with other entities and other shows. But this is something kind of nice. It's very special. It's come together with the Doo Wop Project, huh?
It's great. You know, we talk amongst ourselves because, you know, we're Broadway performers as well. But like nothing's more pleasing to me than to have a group that we own, that we curate, and that we're able to use to share this love of music and this joy, and then to be able to be, I don't know how to describe it. There's something about having your own product, your own work, and not having to wait for other people to like hire you or, there's something about that that's just very freeing. So we're very blessed to have this position.
You can call the shots, and you can each have your input, and you don't have as many other voices and opinions as you would have maybe a few years ago with all of these different entities and everything. You're doing what you're doing. You have people guiding and people suggesting, but it's all your blood, sweat, and tears, right?
This is our baby, 100. We do pretty much everything. We have a wonderful manager, Jared Miller, who helps us with the nitty gritty, but we do everything. I mean, I'm talking about we get the liability insurance and the workers' comp and everything figured out. Like, it's been an education. We have taught ourselves how to be businessmen as well as professional performers.
Which is what is a part of it. And
great agents at Bicoastal Entertainment too, who keep us on the road and traveling, which is also great. So we have a whole infrastructure. It takes a village to keep this little band running. But yeah, you know, we're the ones on the phone calls. I'm running around picking out the outfits. Dominic Nolfi is driving us in the van from city to city, 3 and 4 hours at a time. Jared is booking our flights. You know, it's a in-house operation. We're a small little engine that could, and we've been keeping it going ourselves, and I think we're all very proud of that.
I was going to say, and you prefer it that way?
It's much better that way.
Yeah, you do, right? Exactly.
You know, as actors, you're a hired gun. You know, so And
Right.
in the theater, it's like you do what you're told.
You do what you're told.
In
And
a
the
Broadway
same-
musical with
Yeah.
millions of dollars at stake and a 6-week rehearsal period sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no time for, there's no time for discussion usually. We want you to do A, B, and C. Make it happen.
And do it the exact same every time. There's no
yes.
room
And so
for
this is like our thing. And yeah, we have a polished show, and it's the show is the show, but we can make changes and do things. And one
Try
night
things
maybe
out.
let's insert something, and we have different sets for different situations, and we've all really grown a lot as people. Like we started 15 years ago, we're still kind of kids. I have a 15-year-old daughter, but when we started the group, she was 1. So
Wow.
it's we've all grown as men. So we know how to talk to each other. We know when things get difficult, how to approach each other. And we've seen each other through family tragedies and pandemics and you name it.
And yeah, we don't argue as much as we used to.
What do you mean we don't argue as much? What are you talking about?
Please shut up, Dwayne. I said we don't argue as much.
So you're sort of grown as men, sort of, I guess, then, right? It's still a work in progress, like life.
Right.
is.
I didn't say we don't argue. I said as much.
And if you do, what is it usually about? Where to go for lunch?
Oh,
It's scheduling. Scheduling's the hardest thing.
scheduling.
It's
Yeah.
just scheduling.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we need to have a meeting and talk about this. Oh, I can't. I have an audition. Oh, I can't. I'm in a reading. Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm in a new Broadway show. We can't record right now. We got to wait to record until after my rehearsal period.
Is for something for people to realize too. But as you have the Doo Wop Project, you individually and the rest of the gang have other things you're doing and life to be lived and family and all the rest, but other gigs, auditions, projects as you're doing the Doo Wop Project, right?
Children. I don't know how Dominic does it.
Well, just one.
Just one. Just one.
One's all we can handle.
Does she sing? Does she creative and artsy?
She goes to LaGuardia,
Oh, yeah.
Performing Arts High School, the Fame School. She's a dance major. She takes voice lessons. She's grown up watching her incredible uncles on stage. I don't know if she's going to go into it. We're not sure yet. We're pushing math and science, but we'll see what happens. She definitely is a talented kid, though.
Probably in a movie with Timothy Chalamet down the line, who went to LaGuardia as well.
He was there like last year. He showed up, and the whole school was losing their mind
Because it was coming off the whole Bob Dylan movie too, right?
Yeah.
Which was that was really something. Wow.
It's
Cool
a special
stuff.
place, that school. It's really cool.
It's amazing, right? And we've had several artists on the show who've come from Brooklyn, and there's something in the water in Brooklyn too. We had Rosalind Kind on recently, the spectacular singer, fabulous person, sister of Barbara Streisand, and we were talking about, what is it about Brooklyn and the amount of talent that's, Streisand, Neil Diamond, Barry Manilow, and on and on and on. It's really incredible.
It really is. Erasmus High School, man. They're chock full of,
Yeah.
and all the other doo-wop singers and filmmakers, and it's just wild.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the other hub right there, neck and neck with Brooklyn is Florence, South Carolina. It's incredible the amount of talent coming out of there.
That's right.
It's
Shout out
true.
to Gamecock, go Cox.
That's that's great. It's good stuff, gang. And so we've had people watching, and they're excited. Merlin, sometimes when we're live, we'll bring in some of the viewers too. And Merlin's watching in Canada, and she said, "Would like to see if you can come to Southern Ontario." She's in the Toronto, Ontario area, and she's hoping that you guys will be there. And her feet were dancing when we showed the video. And
Thank you, Merlin.
Maureen in Arizona says you sound
talk to the
Dwayne, you sound
presenter.
like an announcer. Please don't quit singing.
Oh,
That's
thank
it.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you
really,
very
really cool.
much. Really appreciate it.
Maureen, also in Arizona, said they hope. Oh my God, I love it! Please come to Arizona.
We
She's
do a
in
lot of shows in Arizona.
We definitely
Yeah.
do.
Arizona. Yep. And Kathleen's in New York City and wants to know when you'll be back in New York City performing. So she wants to know that. So go to the website, folks, and see. And Maureen, thank you very much. So generous and kind. Still super chat there during the show. She says, I'm Doo Wopified. Hey, they're Doo Wopified, which is fantastic. I love that. They're
Well, I
happy
know
to
we're at
see
the
that.
St. George Theater on December 5th.
Okay, yeah.
Staten Island, right?
Oh, great.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's our closest to New York date. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And the key to having fun is what you guys are doing. She loves it. And that's Pam Stubbs. She's in Maryland, and she's sending her love as well. And this is great. Crystal is watching in Connecticut. You guys were just in Connecticut, right?
Bristol,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, you guys were in.
We play there all the time. We'll be back. Keep an eye out. Now that you know about us, folks.
Now that we know, that's right, exactly. And
Follow our Facebook page. We put all our dates on our Facebook page
Yeah.
constantly, and our Instagram page.
Kathleen in New York City, awesome show. Talented guys, thank you for being here, guys. Oh, one of the things too, before you guys head out, because I don't want to keep you too much, because I'm a broadcaster, so we could do a whole telethon. But there's something that you might find cool, kind of sort of the same feeling of Doo Wop. When I started the show 5.5 years ago and like 1,400 episodes ago, I kept saying, especially during you mentioned the pandemic and all of us getting through these crazy times, I said that the show has a lot of light, love, and levity. And people really need that. And, you guys bring that with the music every time you're performing. And one time I said it, Ever the New Yorker, I said it a little too fast. And I said, hey, welcome to the show, the Jim Master Show. We've got a lot of light, love, and levity. Somehow I said the word levity, combining love and levity together. And when I said that, the viewers around the world went nuts. They said, oh my God, what's that word you just said? I said, I don't know what I just said. They said, you said levity, love and levity. So guess what, Jim? We are taking over. We, the viewers, are now the Levity Squad. You're Mr. Levity. This is Levity Hall. And the guests are part of the Levity family. So now the viewers have already said you guys are Jim Masters Show Levities.
Hey.
Yeah.
The Levities. The
Sweet.
Doo Wop Project Levities. How cool is that, huh?
Yeah.
Of all
really
the
cool.
awards, Tonys and Grammys you could win, Emmys, you can win all this stuff, to be designated Levities on the Jim Masters Show. That's got to be close to the pinnacle of the career, huh?
That sounds like the name of your band, Jim. Jim Masters and the Levities.
I like that. I like that. That's a good idea.
On 10%.
Welcome to the Levity family.
Oh, thank you, Kathleen.
Absolutely. Kathleen, again, thank you for your kindness as well, and the beautiful Irish green that I love. Good stuff. And Maureen will try to be in the front row next time you are in Arizona, in her neck of the woods as well.
Sweet.
And did you ever work with John Lloyd Young at all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
John's a good friend of mine.
He was a guest on our show. We're trying to get him back on the show, but during the pandemic, he was on, and we had an epic extended conversation, and she's a big fan of his. And of course, he was in JerseyBoys as well.
Yeah, I did it with him as well. He came back to the show when I was in it also.
Yes. There was another group too. Robert Spencer was in it. Michael Longoria was in it. It was the Midtown Men.
Yeah.
Remember when they came?
Those are our friends. Yeah.
Those are our friends.
Michael, yep. And they had a PBS special, and they filmed it at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center. And we were there for that. And Michael was on the show, and J. Robert Spencer was here as well. And I think he recently went to, I think it's Brazil. He was performing. He's in some big
Buenos
show.
Aires.
Buenos Aires. Yes. Right. Which was terrific. It's a small world, isn't it? Everybody knows everybody.
Oh, yeah.
It's really a small world. That's why you should be nice to people. You never know. The person opening the door for you may be your boss one day. It always tends to work out that way. Guys, you are the best. Thanks for all the time, all the laughs, and the great conversation. There is the website. Check out everything, the Doo Wop Project, the tour, the new music, the album, the other albums as well. Of course, this is the newest one, Echoes of the Street. Pick that up. It's also, on Spotify and Apple and everywhere. Everywhere you go. Yep, he's got it. They have all got it. And they're getting ready for the holidays too. They're getting ready for Christmas. That's cool. That little jingle bells, jingle all the way. Now that on the Merry Christmas, what's on it? Is it all the traditional Christmas songs?
We have Doo Wop Christmas, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, This Christmas, Last Christmas. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer with Charles Kills doing this version.
I love the Temptations.
Please Come Home for Christmas, A Christmas Serenade, and White Christmas, as well as
Very nice.
This Christmas remix. That's right, folks.
That's right, folks.
Pick
All
that
for
up.
one
It's
low
time for
price.
holidays. It's a great stocking stuffer.
It's a great stocking stuffer. All for
Oh,
one low
hold up.
price.
You gotta
Yeah,
pick
Christmas
that
vibe. It's fun.
And please order before 10 p.m. tonight, or prices will go up.
one. Operators are standing by.
Operators are standing by. Well, we'll have to have you come back. Yeah, the door is always open, and maybe we'll
thank
have you sing a little harmony a cappella or something so people can hear you guys live too. That viewers love when the guests do that. So maybe we'll have you back and you can sing a little Jingle Bells or something. That would be awesome. Really a pleasure having you here, and thanks for all of the time, your generosity of time as well, and everybody just commenting left and right. They're all excited. So there is the website, folks. The guys are here. This is just part of the fantastic group who's taking everything by storm now. They are the Doo Wop Project. You've seen them on PBS, all the albums, the tour, they're everywhere. And now they're on the Jim Masters Show. Dwayne, Charles, and Dominic, a real pleasure having you guys here. As I always say to all the guests, we're going to keep the porch light on for you guys. Spread the word about our show. You're welcome back anytime. And
We'd love to come back now that we're lovedies.
you love it, exactly.
Yeah.
Newfound friends.
We're going to do our best to keep this music alive. So I will earnestly say, please try to follow us. These numbers matter.
That's
so
right.
Follow us on Facebook.
All the socials. That's right. All the socials, and go to the website and everything. It takes a village. We all need to support one another and celebrate one another and celebrate everybody, right? Because life is short, life is precious, and music is a great universal language and a great healer. And the kind of music you guys are presenting is really a lot of the good stuff. So keep going.
Thanks for coming to see us. I mean, Jim, you got to come see us. You got to come to the show now. So we got to figure that out. You got to look. You tell us when and where, and we'll make that happen.
I will let those folks know, and then they can let you know, and we'll be there. Absolutely. And if you do decide on that idea of people coming out of the theater and, hey, I've been Doo Wop. Hey, how do you feel? I've been Doo Wopified. I'll be there with the microphone.
We'd love to have you doing that. That'd be great.
That would be cool. Yeah, I just thought about that because I was thinking about, remember the commercials they used to show when it would be a Broadway show and people coming out of the theater. How did you like it? Oh my God, it was incredible. It was, Cats and Phantom of the Opera and oh my God. I got a chance through PBS to do something really cool, which was the great performances. I've done some of the great performances specials, and one of them was the 25th anniversary of Phantom of the Opera, and we were actually at the Majestic Theater. My co-host was Denise Richardson, who you've probably seen on PBS as well. TJ Levinsky and that whole group. Yep. All of them. And Denise and I have worked together many times over the years, and they sent us it was through WNET in New York 13, and great performances. And it was celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Phantom of the Opera. And we were filming right there in the Majestic Theater, and they lowered the chandelier. So they got the shot of the chandelier behind us. and just having the opportunity to be there and feel it and just really experience that 25th anniversary and the love people had for Andrew Lloyd Webber's music and Phantom of the Opera was just really extraordinary. And when you're a part of these kinds of things, you really hear from the fans. They're really super loyal and connected, right?
Yeah.
They are,
yeah.
which is
Super
I mean, we're just lucky. Thank God people want to go to the theater, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, thank God, you know?
Exactly.
But I understand why. I just saw Buena Vista Social Club. And it was such a fantastic evening. I just remembered, like, this is why I do this. Like, they brought you right there. We were in Cuba with them. Like, it was great. And so it takes a village, like you said before, of people coming out, supporting live music, supporting theater. It's very important. And it is really a good thing for your soul, you know?
It is. Absolutely is. It really, really is. You guys are the best. Did you want to show anything else, Dwayne? Yeah. Dwayne, what are you going to pull out of your
This
hat?
right here, my appreciation. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.
Absolutely. I like that. High five, guys. Let's do a high five. Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
I could feel that levity right there. Good luck with everything. The door's open. You're going to welcome back anytime. Again, spread the word about the show. And I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with each of you.
We did.
Absolutely, Jim. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The pleasure is all mine. Come see us again, and really appreciate all this time, and good luck with everything. And we'll chat again soon. We'll stay in touch, friends. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Please.
Dominic, thank you. And Charles, thank you.
Thank you.
So long, farewell.
Dwayne, have anything else you want to show? Calendars or mugs or tote bags or anything?
Just the joy.
Just this
joy.
mug right here.
Yep,
Just that mug.
this joy.
Dwayne, thanks for being with us too.
You're
All the best. The Doo Wop Project. Some of the guys joining us here on the Jim Masters Show, Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show series. Hope you guys enjoyed it. There's the website. Make sure you get all of the goodies that they showed, and beautifully in Vanna White style. She'd be proud. Caressed the items, showed the items. They are the Doo Wop Project. And again, three of the guys from the group and the music director, of course, Sonny, and really great. And some of the viewers say that they're already checking out social media, which is terrific. Hey, if you enjoyed this, folks, make sure you give our show a like, just like it is with the Doo Wop Project. When you comment and you like and you subscribe to our YouTube channel, so we can continue to deliver and bring all of these episodes and all these amazing guests to you. If you look back at the body of episodes in our archives, it's amazing the breadth and scope and variety of guests that we have here on JMS, from Broadway and television and music and film, and all the stages, from child stars you grew up with and classic TV shows to chefs and sports stars and psychics, and it's a little everything here on our Celebrity Talk Show series. So make sure you give the episodes that you enjoy, including this one, a thumbs up, like, and share this episode on your social media right from our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Let everybody you know about our show. And and drop a comment below if you've seen their PBS special, or you have their music, or maybe you recently saw them in concert. Drop a comment right there in the comment section below. We love to interact with all of our viewers around the world. Our show originates here in the United States, right in the New York area. That's where we are. But wherever you're watching, all across, America or Canada, Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa, New Zealand, anywhere, drop a comment below and say hi. It's always a pleasure to have each and every one of you here on JMS. And real quick, we're big about thanks around here. Thank you for watching and your support and liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, doing super chats and super emoji, super stickers, super thanks as well. That all means, so much to us. So we thank you for that. And we thank you for all the comments in the chat section. Also, do leave a comment below And again, they are members of the very popular the Doo Wop Project. And what was really cool about having them here exclusively on the Jim Masters Show, again, is my long-term affiliation with the good folks at Public Television and many, many, many artists I've interviewed. And it's so great to meet these guys here. There's the whole group right there. And the music director, Sonny, with the glasses in the upper left. Terrific folks. So again, go to their website, thedoowopproject.com, and check it out, and go check them out as well and see them in performance. Make sure you root them on. Let them know you heard about it on the Jim Masters Show. They would, if you're on their social media now, drop a comment and let them know, hey, I loved seeing you on the Jim Masters Show. They would love to hear that. They would love to know that. And we would love to know it too. So drop a comment on our social media as well. That would be fantastic. You can actually find us on Instagram, Facebook, and X at Jim Masters TV. And our YouTube channel is Jim Masters TV. And again, we have almost 1,400 episodes of the Jim Masters Show series, all archived, so you can watch, you can enjoy, and you can celebrate with us here. And it's really cool. So thanks for joining us live, this episode live here on the broadcast. And if you're watching this when it's not live, because we archive the episodes, if you're watching this later on, well, let us know you're out there as well and drop a comment. We would love that. Cool stuff. Great conversation. Lots of laughs. And if you were very familiar with the Doo Wop Project, now you know a little bit more about the guys and what it takes and what it's all about. 3 of the members of that entire group, they're super, super talented and nice guys too. And they love what they do, but their backgrounds, instead of me reading a whole 20-minute bio and all that other, I wanted them to talk about their experiences and being in, JerseyBoys and Hairspray and Motown and all these iconic Broadway shows and other performances. And they have their individual careers as well as being a part of the Doo Wop Project, which is quite amazing. All right, gang. Jim Masters here, thanking you as always for your time this time till next time, saying, hey, come by and see us again here at Liberty Hall in the Jim Masters Show. We really love having you here. Spread the word about our show and take care of one another, love one another, and don't forget to do the very same for yourself. It is really important to do that. We love having you here. We love you all. And be well, everybody. And don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for another great episode of the Jim Masters Show coming up. They are all archived in a row, so you can see past episodes. You can see the next episode coming up on our YouTube channel. Stay right there. Another great episode coming up on the Jim Masters Show. Be well, everybody, and cheers.